Greetings, YouTube! Today we're going to be going over the Mono Blue Tempo deck, and I'm going to go over what I think makes up the core of the deck, and then talk about some of the tech that I'm going to add in for my version. So, looking at a bunch of different Mono Blue Tempo lists, they all have these cards in common. We've got Consider, which is a 1-cost instant that draws a card and also allows you to surveil, which is important because you can put spells into the graveyard, which help fuel your Haughty Djinn's power. And Haughty Djinn is a star 4 flyer for 3, and the best thing about this is that instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. So you aim to stall out your opponent with counter spells, and then you play this card with protection, and then just chain a whole bunch of spells. And each spell that goes into the graveyard makes the Djinn's power that much more. We're running Fading Hope, which we can use to protect the Djinn in a pinch, but is usually used to bounce a token or an opponent to slow them down. We're going to be running Spell Pierce, which is a 1-island cost instant that counters a non-creature spell unless your opponent can pay 2. We're also going to be running 3 copies of Essence Scatter. I'm going to bump that up a little bit, where for 2 you can just counter a creature spell. And then you've got Make Disappear, which can hit either non-creature or creature spell, and unless the opponent pays 2. And then we've got Thirst for Discovery, which is how the deck looks for cards. So when Djinn's in play, you can get this down to 2, or if you have 2 Djinns in play, you can get this down to 1. And then I've played against it where discarding the spells into your graveyard can be enough to make the Djinn too powerful to destroy. And then Tolarian Terror, which costs 1 less for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. So you can usually play this out as a 5/5 Ward 2 for like 1 or 2 mana. From there, the lands vary a little bit. I'm going to be running the lower amount. I've seen some lists that run 22. I've seen some lists that run 23. But I think with so much card draw and cheap spells that we don't really need to go up in land. So for my list, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump Essence Scatter up to 4. I think that it's a pretty strong spell. It works nicely against the soldiers. Delver of Secrets, because you're running so many spells, there are several lists that run Delver of Secrets as a 4 of. I'm going to try not running any of the Delvers. Impulse, I think, is an interesting card. I noticed MTGA Zone is not running any Impulses, but I think that it's really excellent card draw and helps you go find that one card that you really need. Okay, and then we have Make Disappear, which I want to run 4 copies of. Some were running less, some were running Negate, and the issue with non-creature spells specifically is the soldiers. If you come up against the soldier deck, then this card is a dead card in your hand, since there's no non-creature spells in the deck. So we'll see if I'm really feeling like I'm missing that as we play. I want to try Slip Out the Back. Since we're only running Djinn and Tolarian Terror, I really want to make sure that my Djinn is protected. One of the reasons I forgot to mention, one of the reasons I'm not running Delver of Secrets is I feel like against the mono red deck and the mono black deck, this is really easy to answer. They just hit it with a cut down or whatnot, right? So I'm going to try it without the Delver, see if I regret my decision. I think this card is stronger against the blue-white soldiers deck and can apply a nice tempo. We'll see how that matchup goes. And you could do Shore Up. I saw some that were running Shore Up as a card as well, but I think I want to try Slip Out the Back. Because the Slip Out the Back also can be used to get rid of an enemy's creature. So the Shore Up is largely the same thing. The other thing too is that it phases out, whereas Shore Up doesn't make it indestructible. So you can dodge a spell with it and you still get the +1/+1, and you can do things like untap it and it's an unexpected blocker. But the downside is that you can't just like block and then phase it out, which you can block a huge creature with and then not worry about your card dying, right? Negate. I'm going to try running the negate is kind of like instead of 4 spell pierce, I'm going to try 2 negates and 2 spell pierces. I think I've seen some lists that go higher up on the negates instead of the spell pierces and whatnot. Some run like 2 and 3, but we're going to try out 4, see how it goes. And I'm going to kick up the Thirst for Discovery to 4. I feel like I saw a deck on MTG Goldfish that was running 4 of them, and I like card draw. So alternatives to Thirst for Discovery that I saw was Flow of Knowledge, where you draw a card for each island that you control and then discard 2. So it plays similar to Thirst for Discovery. It's a little bit more expensive as a 5 cost. And then also Invoke the Winds. I've seen a couple of lists that run a 1 of Invoke the Winds, and I'm going to not. I'm going to skip on that, and we'll see how it goes. On a red, okay, so we have a 20 turn clock to win the game. Swift Spear isn't the best target to remove, but let's see what they got. Why didn't they meant to attack there. Okay, well, so if you're having troubles against red, then play mono blue. Phoenix Chick is not a problem. I'm gonna let that one go through. We have 4 lands, is what we need for Djinn. We really needed to hit a counter spell there. I suppose, since we're going to counterspell whatever they play and then play Djinn, it would be nice to have the protection, but we have the negate. I'm going to take the Thirst. Yeah, a typical blue deck, knowing the meta, knowing what to counter and what not to counter. It's definitely better the more that you know the decks that you're playing against, right? There it is, Mechanized Warfare. I'm gonna go with the negate, because make disappear is the same. Hey, we've got ample protection. Most importantly, it's enough to block all of their attacks. And if they have something, yeah, this deck just stomped on everything that Mono Red is trying to do. Well, as a turn 2 scatter, starting to feel like having a turn 2 counterspell is kind of the mulligan for this, so 2 lands and a cost 2 counterspell. What are we playing against? Enchantments? Bluff that we have the counterspell. They're not afraid at all. They're like, go for it. Okay. I haven't played Enchantments. Alright, we're going to discard 2 cards here so that we can make our terror cheaper in this matchup. So, Spell Pierce feels pretty bad at this point. And we can do 1 Fading Hope. Now we can slam the terror, and we've got enough to protect it. Because they likely go for an enchantment removal here. Oh, no, okay. No enchantment removal. That's good for us. I like putting it on the Spirited Companion there because if we bounce it, then they can copy the effect. The ward on the terror is going to be nice. Okay, we do have to hit something more aggressive eventually. Let's see, are we going to Fading Hope? Double Fading Hope. I think we attack here. See how they block. No blocks. I wish I had a little bit more counter spells. Borrowed time, okay. I want them to pay the ward. And now we can do this. We're going to take a fair amount of damage here. That's okay. Interesting. Okay. I could Fading Hope here. They do only have 1 green, which makes it tempting to bounce Weaver. And then that's quite a bit of a dis. Yeah, it also gets rid of Weaver's ability. Yeah, let's go here. Gives us the scry. Take quite a bit less damage. That's a problem. Lifelink and... Okay. When Circle of Confinement enters the battlefield, so I can do Spell Pierce here. Then if they pay for it, they can't pay for the ward. Nice. Okay. Let's have flash. No. Take 5 here, bounce their 2 things, and win, right? Yeah, we just need to bounce 1. Love it. Alright, so we have the 2-cost counterspell. I wish I had more. Ask and you shall receive. I think we need to land. We already have one in hand, but... Shigeki. Stomper. Don't know what I'm up against. Some sort of Golgari ramp deck? Like to have 3 for that. Or 4, sorry. So that I imagine they're running removal. Shigeki, okay. You really need the land. I was hoping we drew 2 lands. Okay, so we get rid of negate. And 1 slip out the back. Keep the land. So many choices. Always a hard choice. Always a hard one to figure out which one to do. So if they happen to have 2 removals, then we in trouble. Oh, it's phased out until my turn again. I'm still getting used to how phase out works. If I do it on their turn, I get the creature back. This permanent tree is if it doesn't exist until the start of its controller's next turn. So that's nice. We can hold up Make Disappear for additional removal. Essence Scatter. We can do a 1-cost Tolarian Terror. Look for some sort of protection. Impulse is 1, that's fine. Creature spell, no. I guess we go for another Impulse. There we go. Well, they have a lot of spells, so I think I go with this slip out the back. And we might need both. I have no idea what deck that was. Alright, well, we have the 2-cost counterspell. Draw into some interesting action. Hey! Artifact or creature? I don't have either of those. Land? No, thank you. Wait, let's do the ones that are revealed. They know that I have a Make Disappear and a Spell Pierce. Okay. Not gonna play the Djinn out until we have control. Should we risk it for the biscuit? I could have done the Make Disappear, but I want to keep it up in case... Yeah. Okay, we don't have the 2-cost counterspell. We could risk trying to draw into it with Consider. This hand is pretty pancake, though. Thirst could let us get there for turn 4. I don't know. I feel like this is probably where you should mulligan to guarantee that you have at least the turn 2. I'm not confident enough in that decision to decide to make it, but we'll see how it goes. Laws of the Heroes and Frontliner, we are against the Soldiers deck. Means we can turn 3 Djinn. That is a problem. We need a Fading Hope. Thirst, no. We need a counterspell really badly for turn 2. Ooh, lands. Okay, no turn 2. I think we lost this one. They didn't even play anything, so they're playing around the counterspell. Did get a Fading Hope. Flash, okay. Don't give anything +1/+1 because I can block your Harbin right now, and that's very important. Damn. That's just perfect. Thirst makes it so that maybe I can block Harbin. We know they're going to play Myral. And then they have one other card. I might just have to trade my Djinn in this matchup. All things that I can do during their turn. The question is whether or not to draw Terror, discard 2, make it cost 2. I wouldn't be able to hold up Fading Hope anyway. Bounce Harbin, we block again. Alright. Nope. So we do that first. Okay, so we need to find a counterspell for this. Thirst has to hit a counterspell. Nice. We hit a counterspell. Okay. So, counterspell on whatever they play. We do have to be careful, though, because they will be attacking with a 2/2 that can make stuff. We've got Slip Out the Back. Otawara might be used to bounce here. See, let's see, that costs 4. Costs 1 less for each legendary. Djinn is not legendary. Okay. We're not going to cast any of the spells pre-combat, so this is 5. If I'm not going to cast any of the spells, I could cast both here, but I can't quite do that. It's Djinn, Hold Up, Slip Out the Back, and Essence Scatter. Dare I attack? I think I have to pressure them. Didn't have to reveal that. And we beat soldiers again. Let's go. All right, we have make disappear. No. Delver flips. No, no flip. Okay. All right, so Delver is problematic in the mirror match. Djinn is an answer to it, though. Counterspell me. That could be useful. We already have a terror. We're just gonna die to the Delver, though. Okay. Moment of truth. They don't get to counterspell it because it's not a spell. The only problem is that I only have Make Disappear and no other counterspells. We'll do it during their turn so they have to spend mana. I could do Thirst. Okay. So, since I need to find a counterspell for that, and still have the maximum amount of mana up to counterspell their counterspell, which right now Spell Pierce doesn't block, but Negate does. So I have 3 mana to work with, which means I need to hit it with Consider. I think I can still Consider once more and still have enough for Negate. No, I can't do it now. Counterspell me. Yeah, alright. So now they can't pay for the Spell Pierce, though. I think I might need Negate and Make Disappear up. Make Disappear, maybe not. Maybe it's just a slam a terror moment here. Yeah, I'm gonna slam terror here while their mana's untapped. Alright, they've got Spell Pierce, which we don't really care about too much. Djinn. Okay. If I play make Disappear, they can just fry all my dudes. The nice thing is that they have to multiple block the Djinn. Or they could multiple block the Terror. Oh my god, they're setting up lethal. We gotta come up with 5 spells to play? No? Okay, interesting. Alright, so I'm gonna have to make disappear whatever they play and then negate, and it's all gonna be crazy. They have a Fading Hope, probably. This is my shot at it, though. We're dead in the air. Alright, let's see how it goes. Fading Hope. Okay. So then I cast Negate. Then they cast Spell Pierce, but I can pay for it. Spell Pierce. Okay. I'm good with that. What you got, buddy? Make disappear. They have to sacrifice their thing to make it cost 4. Wait, that still costs 4, so now I have to choose. Okay, so think about this. Think it through. Fading Hope. Fading Hope goes into the graveyard. Make Disappear goes into the graveyard. Or sorry, Negate and Make Disappear go into the graveyard. If I cast Make Disappear and counterspell their thing, counterspell their Make Disappear, I think I'm screwed either way if they have one more. So I just go with Resolve and pay 4, right? They do have one more spell. See if I screwed that up. No, I didn't. Okay. Whew! That was a head scratcher. That was a fun one, though. Mirror match. Alright, we don't have the turn 2 counterspell. But we'll see if Consider is enough. Consider. Red, but no turn 1. Counterspell. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. They have a shock. Yeah, we could top deck one. We need a top deck and Make Disappear or an Essence Scatter. If we don't, we're just going to play the Djinn out. Fading Hope here. Helps us scry, helps us look for it. One more turn to draw a counterspell. We got it. Okay, so now we wait. They could mechanize Warfare here, and then we kind of wasted our Djinn. Or Essence Scatter, I mean. It's fine to let through. Let's get rid of Feldon. Land? No. Okay. Let's see if they have a deal 4 damage. There's Lightning, which does 3, and the Shock that does 2. So they'd have to be running a Rending Flame. Alright. Really wish I could have done the phase there. Right. Ooh, didn't have the removal for that. That's unfortunate. I get this back, right? They're on a 3-turn clock, I'm on a 4-turn clock. So I don't really want to race them. But if they attack with that sushi, it's an interesting spot for them. Another Swift Spear, okay. Four damage. Okay, so we can still block. The only problem is we can't block at sushi. Or so maybe they won't attack if I do this. We need a counter spell for. We need a counter spell, real bad. Attack anyway. Exile the top 2 cards of the library. You may play those cards, or they create 3 treasure tokens. Six. Whoa, double lands! Okay, so they're going to attack us with Mishra's Foundry here. Is a problem. I think they got through on this one. I'm blocking 2 damage here. We can get rid of 2 of their attackers. Oh, if only I was a little... I should have impulsed first. No, because if I'm going to do the 2 spells, then that doesn't work. I need to kill them, or I'm dead. And if they have a spell, I'm pretty much screwed. Because that triggers prowess anyway. I'm hoping that if I slip out the back and Soaring City, that's lethal. We could impulse here and grab more lands. Or, sorry, grab like a Fading Hope. That way we don't use Otawara. I'm hoping they play a land and make both of these, and that's all they do. Bloodthirsty. Okay, so now we need to find a counterspell. Guess we do an impulse. We're not doing the Otawara strategy. I can't let them get a spell. Kidding me. Okay, I should have definitely... Well, we're still... If we can survive this one round... Oh, no! Okay, well, we can bounce 2 things. But I have to let it resolve. The good news is if we survive this round, we win. We just have to figure out how to survive. Can't believe we dug that deep and didn't find a single counterspell. If they pay 3 here, they can't activate their lands. I might go to 1 HP, but then the spell's gonna kill me. It depends. What things do they have? I'll play with fire for lethal. They can't do the Rending Flame, can they? I guess they could do the Rending Flame. Okay, they're going for the shock. Resolve all. Can I live? If I bounce 2 of their creatures here, I take 4 damage. What you got, buddy? Okay. Oh, we got there. Let's go. Oh, 1 HP. That was close. Thanks for making it to the end of my YouTube video. I appreciate it. We did get the 50 games done. We went 31 and 19. There was a little bit of a discrepancy on the play versus the draw, as you would expect. I think we ended up on the higher end for the deck. I was surprised that we were able to outbeat the soldiers' score. We did run hot a little bit yesterday. It took about 5 hours to run the 50 matches, so not the fastest deck in the world, but certainly not the slowest. And I think that we had a pretty good time defeating mono red. Mono red really struggles against the mono blue. And then we did have some issues against mono black and the Rakdos mid-range deck. We crushed our mirror matches. Azorius control and the mono white control, I feel like we did pretty well against. The soldiers deck we actually did really well against. The one that beat us in here was Azorius control. That deck wiping, you have to be very careful about what you play around. But we didn't bump into it that much, and it felt really good to dump on soldiers. We did do well against soldiers in both mono white and in Azorius. So other than that, not really anything to mention. So I definitely think you can climb the ladder with the deck. It does feel like at times, though, if you're bumping into a bunch of black decks, for example, that you're going to have a very difficult time. So it's kind of matchup dependent and what you're experiencing on the ladder. It did feel a little bit more fun to play, a little bit more interactive than the mono burn deck. A little bit slower games, though. So that's it for me, though. Thanks for joining me. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Next week we'll be doing another archetype, so if you have a specific one that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. And I'll catch you later.